What we're going to try to do, and you can ask just about any question they want, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Wide open.
All right. What we want to do is let Dave get us into the program, have a standard show opening, but we have with us a rare opportunity. So don't go home and think, I should have asked this, I should have asked that. You know, what happened? You have somebody who is only a few years older than you. And is that nice?
Too nice.
And who has had the kind of experiences that come to only hundreds of people in a world populated by millions. We all talk, a lot of people talk about what it would be like to be a professional athlete. We know that professional football especially is an exceedingly popular part of America. Television, radio, what have you, even the movies now. But is the field as glamorous as it would appear to be? And just what kind of physical, emotional, what other kind of stresses and strains are put on a young guy who wants to make it in the big leagues?
Good evening. I'm Bob Clark. Welcome to CINEKYD. Tonight, something really different. What's it like to be a professional? More importantly, what is the world of professional athletics really like? Stay tuned. You're going to find out tonight on CINEKYD Theater.
This Saturday night at 7:30, CINEKYD presents one of the great comedy teams in film history in a movie set in the wild old West. It's the one and only Marx Brothers, Groucho, Chico, and Harpo in the 1940 classic Go West. The West was never the same once the Marx Brothers got through with it. Tickets are $1.25 in advance and $1.50 at the door. See the Marx Brothers in their hilarious film Go West this Saturday night at 7:30 at CINEKYD. For information, call 659-4696.
Outdone by Tom Snyder and those other hosts. We have a young man in our organization who in past weeks has provided you with a number of very interesting and informative tours. Well, not too long ago, we had a chance to meet a real professional, a young gentleman who has participated quite actively in the world of professional football. Our boys and girls had many questions. We've culled from that experience the best of a videotaped interview. Now, without further ado, our guest, Mr. Scott Hilton, and the CINEKYD tour guide, young Dave Trachtenberg.
Hi, I'm David Trachtenberg on CINEKYD Theater. And this week we have a special guest, very rare. We have Mr. Scott Hilton, who plays pro football. Scott, what team do you play on?
I played with San Francisco, the 49ers.
How long have you played with them?
I was out there for 2 years. That's 2 years.
Let's start from the beginning. How did you get interested in football?
Well, it comes a long time ago, from being overweight with the midget team to where I had a scheme worked up with the other guy whose father ran the team to where he'd tell his father, yeah, Hilton's underweight. So it came game time and they weighed me and his scales went boom. So, but it started then. And then I played junior high ball in high school at Upper Moreland. And I had a lot of scholarship offers out of high school, but at that time I didn't have a father, and I wanted to get out and work for a living, and I wanted to get an apartment and get a car and do all this stuff, and so I turned down an education at college and started playing semi-pro football, and it sort of stepped up from there, pretty much.
And then you went your way to pro?
Well, what it was, my eligibility came up. The NCAA has a shake hands policy with the NFL to where the NFL can't touch a player until his college eligibility is up. So it keeps guys like Herschel Walker in college at the time, because after Herschel's freshman year, you know, he would have been scooped up into the pros, which kills the college funding. So they have this rule. So I wasn't eligible until '77, and that's when Eagles, they sent Jim Cabbage, who's a scout for the Eagles, down. He was a great All-Pro with the Giants for years, and he watched me down in Philadelphia to semi-pro leg, and from that, and I had the physical attributes, so I got invited to a free agent tryout in April '77 with the Eagles, and there was about 150 guys there, and Vermeil liked my speed to go with my size, and so he invited myself to sign and come back to camp. Camp Vermeil.
Was it tough?
I didn't know how tough. Jesus.
What position do you play?
I've always been a middle linebacker. But, well, here we go. We'll go to another story. My first year, '77, the Eagles, this was Vermeil's second year. They were lacking talent at tight end. And so 2 weeks before training camp started, Coach Vermeil wrote me a letter and said, we'd like to try to make you a tight end because of your size and your speed. And I read that and went, what is this? I'm 2 weeks away. I don't even know if I can catch a ball. So I ended up going up here to junior high and having a buddy of mine throw the ball to me, see if I can even catch it before I went to camp. And anyway, went to camp as a tight end and was overwhelmed. Lacking the college experience, the terminology. I was there 2 days. I didn't understand a word said. Because you have 38 bob sweep right, you know, and you got your text block and your fold blocks, and you know, I'm going, what is this stuff? And the patterns are all numbered. So it came to quite a shock.
Do all right considering?
I was surprised myself. That's when he had Roman Gabriel was down there and Jaworski and John Walton, who were the quarterbacks. And Jaworski threw a rocket. He liked catching Gabriel's passes and John Walton's because they threw them and they just sort of floated into your hands, which made it nice. But Jaworski, you check your hands, see if they're still there. And plus, that was before the 5-yard chuck rule, which receivers were, you could get hit any time. And, you know, you got Berge sitting there, and you're like, oh, no, here we go. And you got to run a little, they call it a 6 pattern, which is a square in. And you start the pattern, you know, I'm 6'4", and you ended up at about 6'1", after Berge gets done with jamming your head back down your throat. But that was quite an experience. Mentally, professional sports, you'll find so much mental. It's unbelievable.
As a middle linebacker, what do you do?
Hit people. Anything that's moving, you hit it. It just makes it pretty easy. You're basically the quarterback on defense. There's always talking, you're changing coverages. This is why you'll see teams like Dallas lines up in a lot of, oh, am I going to get bombed here for saying Dallas? For a lot of different formations, and they run cross motion to get you to change your pass coverage and try to make somebody make a mistake, because that's how most teams are won, by mistakes. Very seldom you see somebody just run over another person, beat them up.
We've heard some questions from me, but I'm sure the audience is curious of, you know, Scott's life.
Hi, I'm John Polsenberg. Had you ever had any good friends on the Eagles?
Well, Terry DiTallo came out to San Francisco, and him and I were pretty good friends out there. He played 4 or 5 years back here in Philadelphia. John Bunning, good person. I haven't kept really in touch with those guys down there.
My name is Eric Soykit. When you were playing for the Eagles, were you standing in for anybody?
No, I was down there, type thing. Bergie was in front of me. That's like Mount Rushmore, you know. So no, I was playing behind him. I get second half action, stuff like that.
My name is Jimmy Farley. What kind of things do you do in your practice?
Well, usually you go over what you screwed up last week. Nah, you go into your game plan. You look at a lot of film all year. You watch your opponents, what they do, what they like to do in certain down and distances, who they like to give the ball to or who they like to throw it to. And you practice this. Usually your practice is split in half to where we'll be, say, we'll play Chicago's defense for our offense, and then they'll play Chicago's offense for our defense. And there's certain stunts and pass blitzes, things like that you run. Pretty much.
Brian Eggleston. How many hours did you practice a day?
Well, do you want like a summer camp or regular season schedule type thing?
Regular season.
Well, all right, you play on Sundays, all right? Because we never got on Monday Night Football because we never won. But that'll change because they're doing so great this year. We play Sunday, and then you come in Monday. If you're hurt or injured, you got to come in at 10 o'clock in the morning till 12 to get treatment. And the rest of the squad comes in at 12 for a team meeting and, you know, film study. And then you go out for a light workout because they say biologically on the body it's good the day after a tough workout to stretch and to do a little weight lift and some jogging, stuff like that. And I might add, if you miss that treatment, if you are hurt and miss that treatment, it's a $500 fine, all right? And then Tuesday's your day off. They give you Tuesday off, you just lay there and recover. And Wednesday, when you're starting to feel good again, you come in at 9:30 in the morning for special teams meetings, and then the group meeting at 10, and you break off, go into your game plan, and then you practice from special teams at 12:30 to 1, then you practice from 1 to 3. And you're back Wednesday and Thursday. Thursday's the same. You're back hitting people again. You're banging heads. Because they have what's called a 9-on-7 drill, which is all run. And that tends to take the cobwebs out. And then Friday's a taper down day. You have the same schedule, but you're out there in just shoulder pads and helmets. You don't have the pants on, so you're just sort of banging each other a little bit. Then Saturday's usually travel day. You'll have a light workout, finalize everything, and you travel or stay at the hotel, whatever the case may be.
Hi, I'm Clinton Slater. Have you ever had a serious injury in playing football?
You can take your pick. I blew a shoulder my first year, had a 3rd-degree separation. I had to get that operated on. And then last year I broke 3 ribs in the back and sprained my left knee. It's a fun career.
Hi, I'm Jean Sedembrino. What are your career plans if you find that suddenly you can't play football because of an injury or something?
Well, that has faced me because my body has been hammered pretty much, and I'm afraid I might be dubbed injury-prone throughout the league because you see, in football, it's tough to say it, but you're a piece of meat, is what you are. As long as you can perform, great. But if somebody comes who's better than you, or you have injuries that keep you from performing too much, you're expendable. Everybody is. Right now, I'm back a carpenter, building a house with my brother. He has his own business. And right now I'm doing that, and I eventually get into something else. I don't know.
Would you ever consider going to college?
No, not now. I should have then, but not now.
My name's Jimmy Jolly. What got you interested in playing football?
I just enjoyed it. I had played football and baseball all my life. I started Little League Baseball and played up. And I was a pitcher in baseball in high school, and things were going pretty well there. Something about football, I wanted to do it. I guess I like getting my brains beat out of me or something. I just went that way. I had an opportunity to go either way, and I decided to go with football.
Did you ever think of playing something different instead of football?
Well, again, it comes back to where I was weighing football and baseball. And it was a pretty tough decision, but I had just really got into weightlifting and building the body up, and in order to play baseball, I would have to, well, at that time, I would have had to lose about 20 pounds. And I said, no, I spent too many hours in that gym lifting this stuff to just let it go. So I just decided I'll try football, give it a shot.
Right in front of me here. What was your biggest play in your high school years? What was your biggest play when you were in a big game?
Would probably be against Hatboro, my senior year, to where they had the big build-up, Hilton versus Rachi, who was a very good running back for Hatboro, and that was in the papers, before the big game, and we were playing. It had to be postponed from Thursday to Friday night because of the weather, and they were winning 6-0, and I think it was late in the third quarter. They threw a pass to tight end. I intercepted it, was going down the sidelines, and I'm thinking 6 points, great, I got a touchdown like this, and here comes Rachi, just knocks my legs right out from under me. So that would probably be one of the biggest I'd remember, I guess.
My name is Mike Case.
Hi, my name is Terry Moon. I was wondering how they have the right to fine you money.
Well, it's in the, here we go into this. When you play, you pay, each player pays, I think it was $675 into the NFLPA, it's National Football League Players Association. And their agreement with the owners is, that's how they discipline you. It's a fine system. Where in high school, they can, Hilton go run 10 hills, Where in pros, it's much more the other way. Example, if you're 2 minutes late to a meeting, I believe it's $50 a minute. Late for bed check, $500 a start. And then 50, I think it's 50 every 15 minutes or every minute or something. That's how they, and it's all been agreed upon in the agreement, which is up this year. And that's why there might be a strike next year, but I don't want to really get into that part of it.
Hi, I'm Mark Miller, and I was just wondering if you have ever been fined, like, for being late for bed check or...
No, not the Lord, I never have. A lot of my friends have. But now, when you're in a struggle to make a ball club, they hold that against you. Because if it's close between you and somebody else with your ability, and you're getting fined, well, a little short story for you. My second year out there, we had Hollywood Henderson on the team with us. And he had he since has come into a lot of problems, but at the time, he had a thing in his contract where he'd get an extra $500 a week just to, if he didn't get fined that week. Just to do what everybody else was doing, right?
Yeah.
And he was with us, I believe about 8 or 9 weeks, and didn't collect it once. He'd be late to a meeting, miss a meeting.
If you were better than somebody else and you kept getting fined, would that guy take your place because you kept getting fined?
Yeah. You see, they want 45 guys that are going to get along. You can't have 44 guys making bed check and one guy out running around. You can't make a team that way.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Frank Smith. Did you ever seriously hurt anyone when you were hitting them?
To where they were carried off?
Yeah.
Not in professional football, no. Never, they call it earhole somebody. No. You see, it's tough because the backs have such quick feet. Really, if you watch a football game, the only one you really see get nailed are the receivers when they're committed to the ball. Then you can, blind them. But the backs have such quick feet to where you'll have a good shot at them, and at the last second they turn to where you'll get them, but you won't get the good flush shot you wanted to get.
Have you ever disliked anybody on one of the teams you played?
Like, I'll wreck you and all that stuff, jawing back and forth. No, not really, not that much. John, it's amazing. Everybody says, what about cheap shots and all this stuff? There's really, that's very minimal because they're all professional athletes. And they come out to knock you on your butt and you're there to knock them on their butt. And just hopefully you do that more than the other because you wake up with a sore butt the next day.
Hi, my name is Darrell Hirsch. lately they've been talking about a real controversial aspect of football. Have you ever seen anyone intentionally, like, hurt somebody when they're playing, or hit somebody intentionally?
Well, if a guy's beating you, if you can get him out of the game. No, it's not a cheap shot type thing. Like, we played Chicago out there. Walter Payton was eating us up. And we tackle him. He'd go, nice tackle, nice tackle. And you go, yeah, but he just made 18 yards. I mean, you know. No, you don't intentionally try to wreck somebody's knee. But if he should get hurt, you know, it's parts of the business.
Hi, I'm Paul Simonetta. When you played for San Diego, what was the easiest team and the hardest team you've ever played?
Well, probably in L.A. would be, L.A. or Chicago would be most physical because they're not fancy. And they got Cullen Bryant sitting back there who's got to be 250. It's like a truck coming at you. You know, 3rd and 1, who are they going to give the ball to? You just tighten your chin strap a little tighter and just belly up. Chicago would probably be right with, you know, with L.A. as far as physical, here we come at you. The least physical game, it'll surprise you. It was Dallas. Because Dallas is such a finesse team. They show you all the formations, and they don't try to run over you like in L.A. does. But they come out and they just cut block you, just try to chop your legs out, and they just let Dorsett find the crack, and he's good at it.
What do you think of Dallas as a team?
Extremely well coached. They take advantage of opponents' weaknesses. And there's a lot of things that they do to you that, you know, the average fans don't see, but they do it. And certain blocking patterns and things like that. Really, after the game, you say, whew, they had my number. They knew what was going on.
What do you want to do now, you know, in football?
Well, I'm staying in shape. I get picked up. I'm a free agent now. But I got to see what the offseason brings. To go back, I'd like to, yeah, if the situation's right.
What would be your favorite football team to play on?
If I don't say the Eagles, I'm getting thrown out of here.
You're right.
No, I'd like to go back. I was very classy, good bunch of guys down there. Very, they have some good people, too, though. So it'd be tough to fit in.
And I think we owe a rousing debt of gratitude to a guy who will make it for no other reason than he obviously cares. Thank you, Scott.
I'd like to thank you all for having me. I had fun. Enjoyed it.
And now, especially for the younger members of our audience, we take you to a place not found on every map, a world populated by tiny helpers, a young fellow named Stuart, and an irascible old man named Uncle Flywheel. Join me now for Uncle Flywheel's workshop.
Boy, look at all this stuff. Here's more. Where's Uncle Flywheel?
He's in the puppet room. He's been there for 3 days.
What do you think he's doing?
I don't know. He's keeping it a big secret.
I didn't know Uncle Flywheel could build puppets with stuff like this.
You're right, Jimbo. This is electronic equipment. He must be making something electronic. Maybe he's fixing something.
Did Stuart break anything again?
No, not since the time he put the crowns in the snowblower.
That snowman was neat. He had a green and a purple stomach.
Are you guys talking about this crayons again? It was an accident. It could happen to anybody.
Sure, Stuart.
I'm tired.
Why?
Uncle Flywheel keeps putting all kinds of trash outside his door. I've been sweeping and taking out the trash, then sweeping and taking out the trash, and he won't even let me in the puppet room.
He didn't let us in either.
Yeah, but you're little.
Oh.
Say, what do you guys think he's up to anyway?
I don't know, Stuart.
But maybe he's making a new snowblower.
A new snowblower. Gee, I don't know. I kind of thought that maybe he's making 3 tiny cages.
Boo! Very funny, Stuart.
Well, we'll soon find out because here comes Uncle Flywheel.
Tiny helpers, Stuart, it's finally done.
What? Listen, Uncle Flywheel.
Well, this is the new control device, my newest puppet creation. This button turns him on. Now watch the door.
Wow. What is it, Uncle Flywheel?
Don't be afraid, Stuart.
Oh, I'm not afraid.
I made him out of some spare electronics parts and things that were lying around the workshop.
Hey, look at him go. He looks real. Yeah. Wow. Hey, look, he's sitting down. Yeah.
Hey, that's my stool.
Well, Stuart, it seems that he likes to rest as much as you do. The only trouble is, I don't know what to call him.
Well, what does he do? Yeah, if we can find out what he does, maybe we can think of a name for him.
Well, he'll do anything I tell him to. See, I use these buttons on the control box to control him.
Can I try him, Uncle Flywheel? Please, let me try him. Please, I won't break my bones.
So.
Please, just let me try him once. Come on, just for a little bit, please, Uncle Flywheel.
All right. Now, this button turns him on and off. And this one controls his arms and his legs.
All right.
Be careful, Stuart.
Okay, don't worry, I will. Okay, here we go. Hey, it's working.
Yay! Hey, look.
Not bad, Stuart.
Thanks, Uncle Flywheel.
Hey, look, he's coming this way. What, are you making him do that?
Yeah, just by turning this little button here. What's this button for, Uncle Flywheel?
Don't touch that one, Stuart.
It came off. Stuart. I didn't mean to do it. Please, fix it. Turn it off.
I'm trying, Stuart. Oh, I should have known. First the crayons in the snowball, and now this.
What's the matter?
Stuart, come back.
It's out of control. What if he hurts himself? What if he hurts someone else?
I didn't do it. I didn't do it. Uncle Flywheel!
In weeks to come, we'll be bringing you more creative television programming designed and developed right here on our campus in Willow Grove, Pennsylvania. And I extend to any young person between the ages of 7 and 18 years the opportunity to join with us in a very exciting experience. Simply give our offices a call at 659-4696. Or better yet, stop by our campus at 129 Turwood Road in Willow Grove, Pennsylvania. We're always anxious to make new friends. Until next week then, same time, same station. This is Bob Clark saying good night and God bless.